What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So, man, look, I'm sitting in the office, dog, and you know, I had a epiphany, man. I had a sudden realization. Now, this may come across as conspiracy theory esque, but nevertheless, man, it's on my chest, and I gotta get it off, bro. You dig? There's been a lot of conversation surrounding Jelly Bean and LeBron, and talking about ring culture, and LeBron's on his podcast talking about efficiency, and he has Kevin Durant chiming in, and just a lot of conversations surrounding these particular topics. And it hit me in order for LeBron to be considered the GOAT, for his narrative to live, Kobe's narrative has to die. His narrative has to be destroyed. His legacy, everything that he accomplished, has to be belittled. It has to be made to seem less than, unimportant. You know what I'm saying? That's a word. But it has to be diminished. His legacy is the only legacy. His career, his accomplishments, what he did, how he did it, his legacy is the only legacy that's really threatening LeBron James. And we gonna talk a little bit about why that is, man. But man, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, y'all please do me a big favor, hit that subscription button, man. Like the video, dislike the video, drop a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about what we gonna talk about today. So like, in order for LeBron James' legacy to survive and for his legacy to thrive, Kobe's legacy has to be destroyed. What Kobe accomplished has to be diminished. And I know we talk a lot about supporting the I guess not necessarily supporting, but we talk a lot about, or you hear people talk a lot about, oh, you don't have to destroy someone else's legacy for another player's legacy to be great. And I think this is one of those rare cases where, because of how they're building LeBron's career and how they're trying to utilize certain narratives to support LeBron James and his claim to GOAT status, because how they're structuring the arguments and the narratives, Kobe's legacy has to be destroyed. Because I was like, dog, what's happening, dog? Like, what other reason would Nick Wright and Shannon Sharpe just flip all of a sudden and just start attacking Kobe? How are they able to move Kobe out of their top five to put players above Kobe that at the time could do nothing to improve their legacy? They had already played their last basketball games, and Kobe, at the time finished his career, at a later date than those players, and they had Kobe above them. But now all of a sudden you telling me that now Kobe's not even in y'all top five? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, how is that? So of course you look to discredit them based on the fact that they're, maybe represented by Clutch Sports, Nick Wright. Maybe they own a LeBron James payroll like Shannon Sharpe. So you start looking for reasons to validate, why we feel as if their opinions are not genuine. We try to understand why we're talking more about the fact that winning isn't important, and we're shifting the conversation all of a sudden. Why is efficiency so important, right? And it makes perfect sense, and LeBron was always the chosen one. Even out of high school, tattooed on his back, he was always the chosen one. You know what I'm saying? He was always picked to be the main character. You dig? He was picked to be the main character. Like, look at it like a big ass movie, right? We're watching a film, a movie in the theaters. These narratives are unfolding. It's like the WWE, right? Where Michael Jordan was the GOAT. He came first. You know what I'm saying? You got Kobe that came second and tried to, do what Michael did and eclipse Michael. Whole time, LeBron is really the chosen one that they've decided and picked to eclipse Michael, right? So they're building these narratives and they're doing the whole thing and trying to get LeBron to fit the narrative, or the narrative to fit LeBron, really. And all the conversations that they're having now diminishes one player. One player, dog. And for some reason, they always bring him up. Like, I watched Nick Wright the other day, and they're having a conversation, and they're talking about I guess ring culture, I think. And for some reason Kobe's name comes up, and they poking holes in Kobe's legacy. And then we seen T-Mac, Gilbert Arenas, and even Gilbert Arenas from time to time trying to poke holes in Kobe's legacy, you know what I'm saying? And we just, for some reason, we can't understand why that is. And it's really just one reason, dog. For LeBron's legacy to live on, and for him to be the GOAT, they gotta destroy Kobe. Kobe is the only player who doesn't fit the narratives, bro. He doesn't fit, the mold, so to speak, right? He wasn't very efficient, but, he still got 5 championships. He didn't do the super team thing. He still got 5 championships. We heard Gilbert Arenas get on his show and talk about the fact that, and he's on the record saying he talked to someone that votes on the MVPs, and they confirmed that Kobe doesn't have more MVPs because of the Colorado situation. You know what I'm saying? That's what Gilbert Arenas said. So pretty much his lack of MVPs, is basically orchestrated by them refusing to vote for him. Because, he spent a lot of time top 5 in MVP voting. He just never won them. You know what I'm saying? So the problem that they're having with throning LeBron is Kobe. They have to get rid of Kobe, dog. They have to. They have to get rid of him because he breaks the mold. He doesn't fit the conversation, right? Because they can't make it about winning because LeBron hasn't won more. You know what I'm saying? You can't make it about skill because all of the players have always said that Kobe, even LeBron has said he's the best player in the game. On numerous occasions, he's the best player in the game. So now they trying to rewrite history. Oh, Kobe was never the best player in the NBA. Oh, Kobe was considered Pippen. You got Dwight Howard even changing his tone. You know what I'm saying? From Kobe being the best player he's ever seen to now LeBron is because he won a championship with LeBron. I understand that. You seeing these players change their tone because, and I'm not gonna make an accusation, and try to make a false claim, but it seems as if a lot of them that, especially if they're on ESPN, if they're a part of the paid media, they don't give Kobe his flowers, dog. You know what I'm saying? They really try to diminish this man's legacy, and it's bananas. It's crazy. It's crazy how they acknowledge certain aspect of individual accolades, but we don't talk about the 63 and 3/4 outscoring the Dallas Mavericks, through 3/4 by himself. The 81, the number of times he's had 50 and 40. The performances that he's put on, him giving Michael Jordan 55. and officially sending Michael Jordan where he need to go. Go ahead and retire, buddy. I got this. You know, this my league. You can relax, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Gave him 55, dropping 61 in the Garden. You know, people forget, you know, or they try to erase what Kobe has accomplished, man. And it's just for one reason. For LeBron's legacy to live, Kobe's has to die. It don't get no simpler than that. They have to destroy Kobe's legacy for LeBron's legacy to live on. Because people gonna always say, well, shit, Kobe won 5. You know, oh, Kobe went and did it with a player that didn't average more than 20 points a game. Pau Gasol only averaged 18 a game, right? If you look at Kobe's 2010 roster, bro, T-Mac nor LeBron James wins with that roster. Or look at the 2009 championship. That's even better. They don't win with that roster, dog. You don't win with Luke Walton, you know, Derek Fisher, Pau Gasol, Trevor Ariza. You know what I'm saying? You don't win with that team, bro. Andrew Bynum. You don't win with that team, dog. Let's keep it a buck. He does not get a championship with that team. Kobe got that team to the finals and won the finals. Ron Artest, Kobe, Pau Gasol. You know what I'm saying? We can't forget about Lamar Odom. LeBron don't win with that team, dog. LeBron needed a Kevin Love, a Kyrie Irving. He need bona fide superstars to win championships. That's what he needed to win. He needed a Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? He needed Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Anthony Davis, man. First team NBA players, dog. Look at the list of all-stars and NBA first team NBA players he done had the opportunity to play with, bro. And we want to sit up here and say that he's the greatest of all time. And nobody hurts that argument than Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Nobody hurts that argument more than Kobe Bryant. In order for LeBron James to live, his legacy to live, Kobe's has to die.